Update. My 36 male family is upset I'm prioritizing my brother-in-law over my niece after my sister 27 female cheated. Original story. My sister married 27 female met her husband Tom, 29 male, when she was attending college out of state and he was stationed near her campus with the army. After he got out, she dropped out of school so they could move to our home state at her request, so we've been the only family he's had here. They have a 3-year-old daughter, Jane. Not long ago, a guy, call him Bill, reached out to Tom on Facebook and told him that he saw my sister has a 3-year-old kid and that there is a possibility my niece may be his child. He and my sister had been having an affair from the time they moved home, until shortly after she found out she was pregnant. He had to move away for work and my sister never mentioned the pregnancy to him or that she was married. Tom confronted Mary and eventually she admitted to the affair. 2 paternity tests later, it was confirmed my niece is not Tom's child. He has been devastated. Bill wants to be in Jane's life, but my sister and family are staunchly against this. They say Jane already has a dad, Tom. Tom has been going to counseling since Biodad first reached out to him, and he just cannot see Jane the way he used to or be around her or talk about her without breaking down. He says it hurts too much, and he feels like his life has been based on a lie. Nor can you really imagine staying in her life with Bill around. Since they separated, I have been letting Tom stay at my place since he has no family here. My sister thinks I'm out of line letting Tom stay, and that I'm depriving my niece of her uncle. She doesn't want Jane here so long as I'm supporting Tom. Fair, I guess. And Tom has offered that he would go to friends or out if I wanted to babysit or spend time with my niece. Also fair. Personally, I sympathize with Tom. I'm not an affair baby, but my mother was pregnant with me when she met my sibling's father. He made a stipulation that it'd stick around, but my bio-dad and bio-family could not be around, and my mother agreed. He treated me differently once my sister and brothers were born, and even more so after he and my mother divorced. My paternal family reached out eventually, and I learned the truth and got to know them. This pissed off my adopted dad to no end, and his family as well. Said it was a slap in the face that I would even want to know my other family. They were my family, and it was ungrateful of me to forsake all of that. I don't want my niece to possibly go through that. Getting stuck between families is the worst. So I've been helping Tom find out more about Bill and mediating between them when they talk. Bill seems like a real stand-up guy with positive people around him and wants to take my sister to court for custody and brother-in-law as well to get taken off the birth certificate. I support both of them in these decisions and have offered to help if they need it. My sister is mad at me, but I have told her and our family that she should only be mad at herself. None of this would even be happening if she hadn't played eeny meeny miny mo with her kid's dad. My family thinks I'm prioritizing Tom and Bill over my own niece, that I should be shaming him for abandoning his daughter, and that I am turning my back on her. But I don't think I am. I also think that Tom deserves some kind of support through all of this. I could really use some outside perspective. Is this really a wrong stance for me to take? Or should I back off because my family is right about Tom needing to stick around and shun Bill? Now for the top advice before reading the update. Sorry, your sister needs to, figuratively, be set on fire. She is the reason this happened. Paternity fraud, cheating, lying, just scum. There are 3 victims here: Jane, Tom, and Bill. I understand Tom's position. I don't think I could raise another man's child. I honestly believe it would be my worst nightmare if my son wasn't mine. It doesn't matter what your family thinks. Bill is right, he is going to be involved, they need to deal with this. It seems everything he has done is honorable. Reaching out must have been hard. This has got to be awful for Jane. My heart breaks for her. Luckily, there are still a large number of people fighting to be involved. I think she's going to be okay. Fortunately, she is really young too. What a piece of work Mary is. I hope you are doing okay. You sound like a fantastic uncle. Especially as Opie has literally been in Jane's position. If anyone can understand and support her through this, it's clearly him. Stand firm, Opie. You're a good person. Keep standing tall. This whole situation is in your sister's head, but she's trying to blame you for supporting 2 of the 3 victims of her shenanigans. It sounds like you were the scapegoat of the family. You're not putting the 2 men above your niece. Your sister is weaponizing her. She's the one not allowing you to see her. Don't buy into their manipulative BS. Your sister could very easily set up times where you can visit your niece, go on an outing to the park, for example, etc. She's the one putting the caboose on this. I find it admirable that you are ultimately benefiting your niece by clearing up her paternity situation and allowing her bio dad to claim his rights to her. I especially find it admirable that you are supporting your brother-in-law after the massive betrayal that he has endured via your sister's hand. Keep walking tall and don't lower yourself to your family's non-existent ethics. Your family is supporting the woman who cheated on her husband, had a baby with another man, and never told anyone. They don't get a say. I find it just disgusting that their argument is that you don't get to see your niece if Tom is living with you. They don't seem to have a problem with your niece not seeing Tom, the only dad she's known, or for Pete's sake her newly revealed bio dad. Your want to support Tom and mediate with Bill is admirable, Opie. You are a good person. It's such a leap in logic they're applying to. They won't let Opie see his niece because the child's not father is there, but they have unilaterally decided the not father is the father and therefore must take responsibility for her. While I understand guys who stay in kids' lives after a discovery like this is made, you can't blame them for walking away either. Niece is only 3 anyways, and the fact is that if he left now, she'd never even remember him. It's basically a screw you fall in line tactic my family is prone to using in people. I enjoy seeing my niece, but I'm not supporting my sister and joining my family and telling Tom to drop the divorce and reconcile. Instead, I'm saying nothing about what he should do regarding the marriage and supporting him in his decision to get off the birth certificate. I offered him a place to stay versus telling him to go home or to find some place else to stay until he can move. It's less about not letting Tom be around her and more about punishing me so long as I go against the grain. A Down 40 update. Firstly, thank you everyone for your comments, messages, insights, and support. It really helped me strengthen my resolve and find solace in what I was doing. I'll address a few concerns/questions that popped up before my mini update. Yes, Bill knows Jane is his. When Tom got his paternity test done, he and Bill had him go separately to be tested. Why am I letting Tom stay with me? Well, he was family for years. And for me, you don't just chuck family onto the streets except for extreme situations. Divorce takes a year in my state, and Tom is opting to stay to make sure it can all be handled quickly and smoothly to get it finalized as soon as possible. That said, he plans on moving back to his home state after that, so I'm letting him stay with me so he can save money for his move and moving expenses. Otherwise, the only places he could afford on his own require 6 and 12 months leases. Supporting Tom and Bill may result in my sister and I having little to no contact. True, it may, and that'll be our crosses to bear. But I can't find it in me to ignore others needing help just to satiate her and excuse her behavior. I still love my sister. Whatever my feelings or opinions of what she did or is doing have no place in this, nor it is really the time for me to go expressing them to her. Bill's lawyer says it's very likely Bill will wind up with a custody arrangement, and he has assured me that if things do go south with my sister, that she won't let me see my niece, I'd always be welcome to visit them to see her during his time with her. Now, for the update. It's not a huge one, but rather surprising. My sister is still being cranky and doubling down, doing all she can to guilt Tom into reconciling, and adamant about Bill not being involved because she has a husband that just needs to realize they can work through this. Tom is Jane's dad and Bill is not needed. So, meh there. Last week, I went on a fishing trip with both Tom and Bill for the 3 of us to just relax and forget all this nonsense for a bit. Once we got back, my mother showed up to try talking to me about why I'm doing any of this. Surprisingly, we had a decent talk after some heated tension. I wound up showing her the post, and while she wasn't happy I was airing our laundry, it helped a bit. Ultimately, I was able to get it through to her that given the circumstances and the high probability Bill is going to be a presence in Jane's life from here on out, the best thing for Jane would be if our family and Bill could at least coexist. I asked her how she would feel if her granddaughter was constantly having to choose who to spend time with for birthdays, graduation, prom pictures, etc., or God forbid, we all put her in a position that she would have to lie to everyone about what she wanted just to not hurt feelings. It took a while, but that seemed to at least get through to her a bit. She's still not happy about the whole situation, but she did agree to a dinner in a public place to meet Bill and some of his family, and I'm happy to say that that wound up going off really well, and Bill's mother had a good heart-to-heart with her. So, some progress. Thanks again everyone for the support. Opie, you truly are a stellar human being. If you are not a counselor or mediator, you should probably look into it as an alternative career. Just amazing how you brought everyone together. Hugs to you. Damn. So your sister lied to both of these men for years and now expects them and everyone else to bend to her will? It sounds like you, Tom, and Bill have Jane's best interests in mind more than your sister or parents do. Kudos to you for doing the right thing. Writers of cheap romances couldn't write a character with this level of entitlement even with 10 pens. Opie's sister messed up and has to face the music. I'm still surprised anyone is listening to your sister. She married Tom, cheated on him with Bill and became pregnant, unbeknownst to Bill, and then decided Tom was who she wanted to be the father. She doesn't get to decide that for Pete's sake. If I were Tom, I'd skedaddle too. And the fact that Bill contacted them to stand up and be a father speaks to his character. Maybe it will rub off on your sister. You are a great person, Opie. You actually seek harmony and what is best for Jane. She's lucky to have you. How is Jane doing in all of this? It must be hard when your dad disappears one day. Is she okay with it? Yeah. It's not just Bill and Tom who are hurt. Jane is a victim too. 3 people's lives have become emotional wrecks due to the actions of one person. I can't understand why paternity fraud isn't a crime. Now for the next story. Ex passed away, and I'm finding out we had a son together. Her family wants me to have custody. What should I do? We broke up way before I, 25 male, learned about this, and I'm still not sure what to think. Recently found out not only that she passed away, but we have a 7-month-old son. Her family was telling her before that I needed to know, but she kept putting it off. So now with what happened, they felt I needed to be told and take part in his life. Just to be sure, I asked for a paternity test and got the results now. He's definitely mine, so that's freaked me out more. This has made it so much more real. I really don't know what to do now. Every time I think about it, it all gets overwhelming. I feel like I'm gonna get an anxiety attack. Then sometimes I get so angry that she never told me because I absolutely had a right to know about this from the beginning and be there for my son. Now all of a sudden, I'm a single dad expecting to take care of a baby I didn't know existed less than a few weeks ago. Her mom says she can help out, but can't take him full time. Her sister's still in college. That's why they really need me and say my son needs me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to do the right thing, but I'm scared I'm gonna mess this up so bad. I don't want to mess this poor kid up, and I'm gonna be the only parent who knows. Tomorrow is the first time I'm supposed to meet him. So nervous and freaked out about everything going on. My parents say I'm gonna be a great dad, but I'm not sure about that, or how I'm gonna manage with a baby suddenly with me. I'm really looking for any advice on this. Please, can someone help me how to navigate everything going on? Now for the top advice. The fact that you're worried about messing up is a good, healthy, normal thing. I've been doing it for 20 years and still get that panic. Acceptance is the first key. Does Opie need to get custody? Can he just say no? Can he take on the uncle role if he wants? How does this work? I feel like everyone is saying good luck, Opie. Like, what are his options? I am a female, so I guess I couldn't be in this position, but this all seems really unfair to Opie. And if he wants out, I feel that's his right. He can give up parental rights and put the baby up for adoption, but it doesn't even remotely sound like this is something he wants to do. I'll let you in on a secret. No one is ever ready to be a parent, even the ones that planned it out. And the other secret is once you start being a parent, you will be better at it than you thought you would. Take advantage of your support group, and it's natural to worry, but we'll be okay. When you're in that quiet moment, laying down with your son peacefully sleeping on your chest, you will understand it's all worth it. This is great. Also, the biggest indicator for you being a good parent is that you're scared crapless about messing up and being a bad one. The people who turn out to be terrible parents never cared if they were going to be good or bad ones. Opie being scared and seeing how huge a responsibility this is, literally a great indicator for him doing well. Some Swedish author had this to say about parenthood. Give your children love, 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 and more love, and the rest will follow. Just be there for your kid. Teach them, learn from them, read to them, even starting now. When they're old enough to talk, listen and hear what they have to say. This won't be easy, but you got this. Didn't know about the sub. Gonna be checking out, so thanks. This is all so crazy overwhelming. Last story is titled, My ex wanted me to spend Father's Day with her son. I used to date Laura for 3 years, and she had a 6-year-old boy, Timmy. Timmy and I were pretty close. But Laura and I weren't in love and decided to break things off. Timmy and I met occasionally afterwards because he insisted on it. 2 years later, I got married to the love of my life and we just had a son. Laura was really pissed because now her son was going to take a backseat to my own. I explained to her that her son should move on, but she insisted I still be in his life. It was my first Father's Day yesterday, and I spent it with my dad and son. It was 3 generations of family, and I almost teared up. That was until I found Timmy at my doorstep wishing me Happy Father's Day. I was shocked, and Laura had already driven off. I included Timmy in the festivities, but I was damn pissed. When Laura came to pick him up, I just sent him off. I'm thinking of bringing in Timmy one more time and telling him I'm not his dad or pretend dad, and I don't want to see him anymore. Would this be going too far? Well, Timmy is a kid. He obviously feels like you're a father figure in his life. You need to have a talk with Laura, who is enabling this. Laura's nuts. She is feeding Timmy lies which will eventually hurt him. If she does this again, let him in and report his mom for abandoning him on your doorstep. What if something happened after she left him and drove off? What if you weren't even home? She put him in a very dangerous situation, and I personally wouldn't let her off easy. Absolutely going too far. This is a child, a young boy who looks up to you as a father figure. Why willingly crush him? Any problems you have should be handled directly with your ex, his mother. Tell her you're sorry, but you're not his dad and don't have a father/son bond with him. You've moved on and have your own child and would appreciate if she left you alone. I feel sorry for that poor boy. I've told her again and again, but she's borderline crazy. If she keeps dropping the kid off on you after you've expressed all of this, it's time to tell her that if she does it again, you're going to report her for child abandonment or something. She can't force you into a relationship or even to be a babysitter. That's nuts. I may need a restraining order.